Hello and welcome to another episode of the Let's Talk Wrestling podcast. As always, I'm your host, Kelby Bachman. And please give it up for the next guest on the show, Mark Kist. So Mark is from Eagle Grove, Iowa, and is one of the best to ever don the purple and gold. He placed 6th as a freshman before ripping off 3 straight state titles for the Eagles. Mark started his college career at Iowa State before transferring to Wartburg. He went on to become a 2-time All-American and was a part of 2 national team titles. Mark has spent the last 12 years as a volunteer assistant coach for the Knights. So please sit back, relax, and enjoy Mark Kist. In the heart of West Union, Iowa, lies a hidden gem in Euphoria Coffee. Owned by local residents Nicole and Shane Havenstreit, they source everything they can from local vendors. From hot and iced drinks, to savory breakfast burritos, to baked goods, to botany tea, and even homemade waffles, Euphoria Coffee is a place your entire family can enjoy. You can find more information at drinkeuphoriacoffee2go.com or visit their Facebook page. And we also have a special gift just for you. Next time you stop in, you can get a free baked good with a $20 purchase. Just mention the Let's Talk Wrestling podcast. Euphoria Coffee. Our purpose is deeper than coffee. What's going on?
Not a whole lot, man. Just ready to talk some wrestling. Got the
Really?
Monday work done. Got the kids to bed, so I can sit down for a minute and do some chatting.
All right, cool. Yeah, well, what did you go up to Fargo at all, or?
I didn't. No, I'd like to. I haven't been there for a few years now. It's been a while, so I've been following it a little bit. I know men's freestyle started today, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So I try to keep tabs on it, but I didn't make it up there. So.
What's it like? Did you go wrestle there, obviously?
I did, yeah. I wrestled
Okay.
there twice in high school. I went after my sophomore and junior years in high school. I went both
Yeah.
those years, yeah. So
What's it like? Can you kind of compare it to being a coach? Like going up as a coach, is it better, worse? Do you like it? Do you hate it?
yeah, honestly, I haven't gone up there really as a coach to recruit much. Keller and Kittleson and those guys do that a lot. So I don't know that I've been up there as a coach to recruit, but it was a lot of fun to wrestle in. I know that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's probably more relaxing to go as a coach, but those guys are they're hustling. There's probably not much downtime.
Yeah. Was there a lot of downtime when you were competing? I mean, I know it's a big, massive tournament, but
yeah,
to the point of it's a big tournament, it's also a lot of, so it might take a while for it to, was it just a long day for you as a wrestler?
Yeah. If I remember right, it was the men's freestyle. I don't know how they run it now or what the schedule looks like, but when I was wrestling there, the men's freestyle was 2 days. So weigh in 2 days and wrestle 2 days. And I think I wrestled the first day was most of the matches. I had a lot of matches that first day. And then the second day was just like the semis and the finals and placing matches. So the first day was busy.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of matches. And then the second day was the big matches if you're still in it.
Yeah.
So, but it with that many matches, I don't remember there being a ton of downtime once you got rolling.
Yeah. What'd you do when you were up there? Did you to kill time? Because that's a long ways. I mean, Fargo's it's not really close by any means.
No, it's a drive. Yeah. Not much. When you're competing, you're just hanging out in the hotel, chilling with your teammates and your family or whoever's there. There wasn't any sightseeing or anything like that. It was pretty business-like trip. So just kind of hung out in the hotel room and, it'd be similar like the state tournament. You just, your wrestling schedule. And in between that, you're kind of just either traveling back and forth. You're in the hotel. So,
yeah. Did you go up there with a group of people that you knew, or do you remember what it was like there?
I'd always go up with Team Iowa. We'd
Okay.
get on a bus. Yeah. Like there would be certain pickup points around Iowa, and you'd have to meet at one and get on a bus and drive up with the team. So yeah, there was
Okay.
always guys I knew.
Okay. So it was so you just hopped on this bus at pickup points. They're like, all right, we're Iowa wrestlers. We're gonna go to Fargo if you want to go, just or if you qualified, like
Pretty
here's
much, pretty much. Yeah.
huh.
So we would do Fargo camp,
Right.
and that was, and again, I don't know exactly how it is now,
Mhm.
but when we did Fargo camp, that was at the time I was at Camp Dodge down in Des Moines. And
Mhm.
so we would do that for 3 or 4 days, whatever the camp was. And then there was time in between there, like 4 or 5 days that you'd go back home. And
Mhm.
then they'd say, yeah, on this date, meet in Fort Dodge and get on the bus. So
Huh.
yeah,
Where'd they pick you up at? Like a Denny's or something?
pretty
Like
much, yeah, just random gas station or whatever. I don't know.
okay.
Let's make sure we have the guys we need and let's get out of here.
Yeah. Was it a nice bus at least? Like
Yeah, it was like a
okay.
charter bus. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It wasn't like a high school bus.
Hmm. Okay. I'm just like
Yeah,
I'm just envisioning this all go down. Like somebody comes off the bus and they're like, name, and like
yeah.
Mark Kist. All right. Check.
Got
I'm
him.
like, yeah, all
Checklist.
right.
Yep,
Um,
yep.
okay.
That's how we did it. That's what I
Yeah.
remember. So
Okay.
it
And
worked just fine.
did you know, like, I assume some of those guys you may have known a little bit from like just
Yeah,
wrestling around and long
yeah,
enough.
yeah. I mean, at that level, it was a lot of the guys that you started to see quite a bit growing up.
Yeah.
The ones that were having success and the guys in the state tournament and just those type of level guys you start to seek out to train with and wrestle with. So yeah, I knew a bunch of the guys on the Fargo teams, and in high school I was like on the junior dual teams and stuff a
Hmm.
couple times, and so you get to know those guys pretty well. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Who was like the team clown from those teams? Like a couple of guys that you were like, oh man, good, they're going good because they make it fun. Was there a
Oh
couple of guys that
geez.
were like that? Maybe that was you. I don't know.
No, that wasn't me. The one that comes to mind was Mitch Mueller. That dude
Really?
he was fun to be around. He kept
Really?
things light. Yeah, he's a goofball. And I was actually on the team with him at Iowa State for a couple years too, so I got to hang out with him there. So that's the guy that pops into my head there. He was fun. Yeah.
What do you think people would say about you? Like, gosh, remember Mark Kist? What kind of guy was he on those teams? What do you think they would say?
Oh man. That's a tough one. I don't know. I think for the most part, I kind of kept quiet, just
Mhm.
put my head down and did my thing. I didn't try to I didn't try to stir the pot at all. I just sat back and watched.
Yeah. You brought up Mitch Mueller and like the junior duels,
Yeah.
what did you realize kind of the group you were with? I mean, it's probably hard in the moment to realize like the
Hmm.
talent that was like, but I think recently because Iowa won it a few years ago,
Yeah. Yeah.
the national duels, the junior duels, and it was like, man, it's the first time since like 2005 or
Yep.
whatever. I
Yeah.
mean, did you look at that team now in hindsight and go, wow, like we were pretty freaking good?
Yeah. So I actually was thinking about that. I was driving the other day and I turned on your episode with Joel Jesaroga, and you guys
Mhm.
were talking about junior duels when they won it. And so
Yeah,
that kind of got my wheel spinning. I was on that '05 team,
yeah,
and yeah, we won it. That was after my junior year of high school. And I did exactly that. I started thinking of the names and looking back now, I'm like, man, that was a group. Like there that I was an '06 grad, but the '05 grad from Iowa was loaded. They were
yeah,
really, really good. And they were all seniors, and those guys wanted to win that junior duels and win Fargo. So they all went to it. A lot of times seniors don't go and they're already committed to colleges and stuff. So they don't. But that year in '05, all those guys committed to it. And I was lucky enough to be on that team. And yeah, man, looking at some of those names, it was a pretty impressive team. And that was cool. We did win it. And that was the first time in '05 when we won it for a long time. I don't know when the
right.
time before that was, but it was a big deal at that time too. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, I
cool.
remember
like you said, I was talking to him and he mentioned that. And, when I talked to Mitch Mueller about when he was growing up about it a little bit, I don't think I really talked enough about it because
Yeah,
I don't know, maybe I just felt like I glossed over it. But like
yeah,
that was like a big deal, I mean,
yeah, it
Iowa
was.
had always been pretty solid in
Hmm.
terms of just individuals, but like
Yeah,
that was the first time we put like a really freaking good team together, you
yeah,
know.
yeah.
Um,
It was fun,
that'd
and
be cool. Yeah.
I'm sure there was other years where that could have been done, and maybe some guys didn't come or something. But like I said, that group, that '05 group, they kind of came together and said, let's all do this, let's all commit to it, and let's go win this thing. And so that's what we did. It was fun.
Yeah, I heard a story. I'm curious to hear about this to see if this is true or not. I heard a story that like somebody got hurt. I thought that somebody got hurt and or wasn't going to make the trip, and so they called up Montel Marion and like picked him up on like the side of a road or something. And like he's like sitting there by himself. I don't know if it was raining or whatever. Maybe they were just embellishing the story a little bit. But basically you just pick up Montel Marion out
No,
of nowhere and just like
that that's actually true now that you say that, because I was in the car that picked him up.
no
That
kidding.
was true. I don't remember who got hurt or what the situation was, but we were driving, and whoever was driving, I don't remember who was in the car even, but I remember that they're like, "Hey, we got to make a stop in Des Moines. We're going to pick up Montel and he's going to ride with us." We're like, "Let's go." So yeah, I think it was pretty short notice for him, but we picked him up and he came with us. And yeah,
Just
yeah, that's true. As far as
okay.
yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Scoot over,
Yeah.
Montel's getting in.
Okay. And you said you took a van? A
Yeah,
couple
I mean
vans?
there was 5 or 6 vehicles for junior duels just jump in, because I was down in it was Eden, Oklahoma, and so we all
Okay.
just whoever set up the logistics, just whoever was close, get together and meet you in Oklahoma. So yeah,
I know. Ian, Oklahoma. Huh.
yeah,
And you just like I said, you just like picked up Montel and okay. Because
yeah.
I'm trying to think who would have been on that team. Like Mitch Mueller, was that like
Mhm.
Morningstar
Yep. So
and LeClaire and Borschel?
yeah. So I know I'm gonna miss some, so
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I
don't
mean,
be
I just
mad.
named
But
I like
from what I remember off the top of my head, it was like Andrew Long,
oh
Dalton
god, yeah.
Jensen, me, maybe James Nicholson, I think was on there.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Um, Seabolt, Joe Slayton,
Oh my
Mueller,
gosh.
Morningstar. We had Chad Beatty. I think Borchell and Leclerc were in there.
My
Um,
gosh.
Man, I know I'm missing a few, but those are the ones that pop them into my head. It's like it was all the bunch of studs, and
Yeah.
yeah, it was
Mark
cool.
Mark Kist. I mean,
Yeah, yeah, I was there.
wow.
Yeah, it
Wow.
was fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was cool to be on a team like that, where even though we're at the national tournament, every guy we sent out we felt good about. Like, wow, we got this match. And then the next guy, wow, we got this match. Like
Yeah.
it was fun, everyone could count on each other. We're just gonna keep winning matches. So
Yeah. And probably nobody wanted to be the weak link or the one that like
yeah,
loses, because everyone else
yeah,
was probably it's so
I
probably
know.
fed up each other
It
a
was
little
like a
bit.
situation where, at least in the early rounds, we'd win our duels, we'd something to 3 or 6, and it'd be like the fans were probably like, "Well, who lost?" Like, I can't see any of these guys losing. So,
Yeah.
but no, it was good. It was tough though, man. We wrestled New Jersey in our pool play, and then that's who we wrestled in the finals too. And they had a solid team. It was
Mhm.
close, but we got it done.
Yeah. What
So
was it like to win it then? Like,
it was
can you
cool.
remember? Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, it was just one of those things where it's like we went down there wanting to do that.
Hmm.
That was our plan, and we knew we had the team to do it. And so it was cool just to see it all come together and everybody wrestle well at the same time. And um, just those team events are a lot of fun when you have a competitive team,
Hmm.
because it's not just your match you're worried about anymore. It's you're watching the whole duel. And I was lucky. I was a light guy, so I was
Yeah.
like the third match, or something in those duels, and so I gotta relax a little bit and watch the rest of the duel. And our guys got into it. We were rooting for each other. we weren't. It wasn't like, oh, he's from Iowa City, he's from Lisbon, he's from. It was we're Iowa,
Hmm.
and it it was a pretty close knit team. We got to know each other really well, and it was just a lot of fun, man. It was a
Yeah.
lot of fun,
Yeah,
and
I was gonna ask how that camaraderie or chemistry was because I mean I was even thinking like, gosh, did you wrestle with any of these guys? I know Jensen said he wrestled, I think, with you a
yep,
little bit, but I'm
yep,
like, who else? We didn't have like the clubs like we do now. I'm like,
yeah,
did you wrestle with some
yeah,
of these guys or know some of these
yeah.
guys a little
Here
bit?
and there. I mean, yeah, you're right. The scene was a lot different then, in the early
Mm-hmm.
2000s, mid 2000s. There wasn't like the big clubs, so we weren't all training together at the same time. I know a lot of those Eastern Iowa guys did over with Pablo,
Oh
right?
yeah,
Pablo. Yeah, I know a lot of those guys were, but I was over by Fort Dodge,
right.
and
I
so
saw.
there
Yeah,
was,
Eagle Grove is like there's
yeah,
like Humboldt, Fort Dodge.
yep,
Eagle Grove's like kind of right in the
yep,
middle. There's
yep,
another couple towns that I recognized.
like Clarion,
Um,
probably Webster
yeah, yep,
City,
yes, Webster City,
yep,
Clare, yep, yep. And
yep.
there's like
So
Eagle Grove.
yeah, so Fort Dodge is the closest town with the a sizable population. Otherwise, it's just small
Hmm.
towns over there, just central Iowa, north central Iowa. So
Yeah.
we didn't have like a big club where everyone in the area got together all the time and wrestled. But yeah, at times you get creative, and just like Dalton was talking, hey, what are you doing? 2 weekends from now, can we get together and wrestle for a few days? And I remember I did that with Nick and Nate Moore at one time in high
Oh,
school.
really? Yeah.
Mark Ryland is my mom's cousin, and
Oh,
so
really?
there was that connection there, and so they asked me to come over for like a week in the summer and stayed with them and trained. So just things like that, you would try to find people to work out with just to stay sharp during the summers. But a lot of those guys I hadn't trained with per se or wrestled with
Hmm.
a lot, but like I said earlier, you get to know them really well. Just you're you're at the same tournaments all summer long, usually
Yeah.
if you're going to the big stuff, and you're watching who's doing what in high school, so you get to know them, and
Hmm.
you see those guys at Fargo camp and all that stuff, so you get to know them pretty well,
Yeah.
over a span of a couple of years. So
Yeah.
yeah, we knew each other.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Where did you go to train then? Like, did you ever go down to Ubasa or, because I'm trying to think how close, like, even
I
Eagle Grove
didn't.
would be to Iowa City. I mean, did
It's
you have
it's
a
a
place to
ways.
go?
It's a
Yeah, I
ways. It's
figured.
probably 3 hours. So I never went down there other than that time with
Yeah.
the Moors. But a couple things I did growing up. I went over to Gilmore City, so it'd be the Twin River Valley TRV club,
Oh,
which is no longer a school. Actually, they go over to Humboldt now, I believe.
was
But
that like Hassan Camp?
yeah, yep.
Got
So
it.
they were or Gilmore City is about a half hour from Eagle Grove where I grew
Okay.
up. And it just so happened at that time they had a really good set of kids coming through that were my
Yeah.
age, kind of my size, and a group of dads that, it was just an unorganized deal. A
That's
group
the
of
way it
dads said,
was.
hey, they threw together a wrestling room on Main Street in Gilmore City in like a shed. It had like a weight room and a hot little wrestling room, mat and a half. It's
Hmm.
just all the kids got together. And, as I started getting a little bit older and a little bit better and seeing those guys around, my dad must have set it up and they invited us over to come over there. So for a few years there in like late elementary, fifth, sixth grade, something like that. And in those years, I'd go over there quite a bit and work out with those guys. And yeah, there was a lot of good kids, like Nate Toole,
Oh
um,
yeah, yeah, yep,
Matt Boyington, Hazen
yep.
Camp, Sean Snyder, Brant Sims. He was a little bit younger, but he was around. Yeah, so it was. I had to work pretty hard in there.
Yeah, I was gonna say Boynton, Humboldt, right? Did you go to Humboldt?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. Okay.
Yep. So. Yep.
Yeah,
And
Nate
then.
Toole was Twin River Valley. Yeah, those.
Yeah.
Yes. Wow.
Yep. Yeah. So I was able to find a little club, and I had to
Hmm.
drive a half hour, but it was just by chance of luck, that there happened to be that group going through the
Right.
same time as I was, and we started training together for a few years, and so I did that. I had that, and
Mhm.
then in high school, I went over to Fort Dodge quite a bit in the
Yep.
summers for freestyle with Mike Ryle. He was still doing freestyle stuff. Some of it was out of Iowa Central.
Yeah.
and Fort Dodge High School. So got to roll around with those guys like Grant Ruge and McClintock and
Yeah.
those type of guys. And Riley Lindner was around, and yeah, so
Okay.
we were able to find stuff. Sometimes we
Yeah,
had to
for
travel
sure.
a little bit, but we made it work.
Yeah, yeah. I forgot. Yeah, Iowa Central's right there in Fort Dodge. I mean,
Yeah,
they put
yeah,
together some teams, you know,
yeah. They
like
always
at the
have some good
JUCO level.
guys.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah, no short of what do you want to say, riches there
yeah,
in the Eagle Grove area.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. There was always some teams around that were pretty tough. So
yeah. And then when did you start to hear about this kid named Ridge Kiley? When
yeah,
did
oh,
you
yeah,
start to hear about him?
yeah. Uh, when he came to Eagle Grove.
Yeah.
No, I had heard the name, because he was doing really good things in the kids scene growing up.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I honestly don't remember what age I was or when he came over to Eagle Grove, but
Mhm.
that was a nice addition for us. He was young. It was, I don't know, middle school years, maybe before that. I'll have to ask him when he came. But
Yeah.
yeah, I gotta wrestle with him for a lot of years, and same high school team for 2 years. He was
Yeah.
2 years younger than me, so
Were you
yep.
were you kind of pissed when you moved to Iowa City?
So I had just graduated.
Yeah.
My senior year, the next year he went to Iowa City, and he had a relationship with the Rylands as well.
Gotcha.
I think the grandpa and knew somebody. So I don't know how all that worked. I've never really
Yeah.
talked to him about it too
Huh,
much.
yeah.
But he came back the next year and won a state title for Eagle
Yeah.
Grove. So I'm all about that.
Yeah.
So,
Um, I'm curious, did you ever get pulled in any direction? I know it was a different time, but even with as good as you were, like there's still, I mean, maybe there were some thoughts.
mhm.
I don't know. I'm just like I said, I know it's a different time back then in like
Yeah.
2003, but
So not at the time that I knew about,
yeah.
but a few years ago, 5, 6, 7 years ago, or whatever, I was just talking high school wrestling with my dad, and he goes, people were calling me about you to come to wrestle for them in high school. And I was like,
Yeah.
really? Like that happened then? And he's like, there's no way that was happening. I didn't even tell you. It's like
Really?
we're pretty loyal to Eagle Grove, and
Mhm.
I had a great high school coach, so
Yeah.
there was no question. We
Yeah.
weren't going anywhere ever. But
Yeah.
was the opportunity there? Probably. I didn't know about it.
That's
But
funny.
even if I was asked, I wouldn't go
Mhm.
anywhere. My high
Yeah.
school coach Darren Schreck, he was a great coach for me, and I wasn't going to do that. No,
Yeah.
so
And it's cool, like I mean, that's when, like people like you helped people like me figure out who Eagle Grove was, like I probably
sure,
wouldn't have heard of Eagle Grove had it not been for guys like you and Rich
sure,
Kiley and like some of your other teammates, because like your
yep,
team was pretty solid. It's not like you were
yep,
just a one-man show there, but
mm,
you helped bring it to the forefront. So like, I
yeah,
graduated in 2010,
yeah,
and you know, I might not have known much about Eagle Grove if it wasn't for you. So that's what
mhm,
makes it kind of fun to stay there and
yeah.
be
No, it was cool. I
yeah,
liked Eagle Grove, and there's a good wrestling history in Eagle Grove. They had some
yeah,
really good teams in
in the
the
80s,
80s and
right?
90s. Yeah, the
Yeah.
80s and 90s. So Marv Ryland, he's my mom's uncle. He
Mhm.
coached 3 state titles for Eagle Grove, and they won a dual title. Yeah, they had some really good guys. I think there's been a few D1 national champs out of there. Jesse Whitmer, Mark Ryland, um, Dave Verba. There's a handful. So there's
Yeah.
some history there. But it ebbs and flows, and
Hmm.
just so happened that the time I went through, we didn't have the numbers. I guess
Right.
we had some studs that could score some points, but we just didn't. We weren't able to put like 14 guys together and
Yeah.
kill people. So, but it was kind of fun, man. My junior year, we qualified 3 for the state tournament. We all made the finals, and we got third. Brought home a trophy.
And
So
that's got to be
wild.
just fun. Yeah. And
It
fun,
was crazy.
you
Yeah.
know?
And then our senior year, we took four guys to state tournament and got third again. So Kelby Ryerson, he was state champ.
Hey,
Yeah,
yes.
cool name.
Okay. There he
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
So
What a guy. What a name.
yep,
Cool.
he was same age as me,
Hmm.
and a guy we kind of brought along. I don't know if he always wanted to do it, but we made him, and uh, he it clicked at some point for him, and he didn't qualify. He wasn't a starter his freshman year. Didn't make it out of districts or sectionals. I don't know which one, his sophomore year. And then his junior year, he's in the state finals, and the senior year, he wins it. So that's a lot of points.
Yes.
A lot of points. So
yeah, it is. Especially like, if you can get a fall,
yeah.
major, bonus points, obviously that really helps. Taking 3 and getting third and taking 4 and getting like
yeah, it was fun.
We
would have liked to have, 6 or 7 of us
of course
points, but did what we could with what we had. So.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I just want to ask real quick, did you ask your dad like who may have been calling you?
No.
I'm just kind of curious. Like now I want to know like where could I have gone?
I don't want to throw anybody under the bus.
No, but like looking back on it, like 20 years later, you run into whoever calls and be like, hey, did you try to whoever it could have been. Yeah. I mean, heck, maybe it was Mark Ryland. I don't know.
Yeah. What I said back to him was like, well, why didn't you say, why don't you come up here?
Yeah, you totally.
We're not going anywhere, but if you want to come to Eagle Grove, that's fine.
Yeah. Well, and did you grow up there? Like, were you pretty much like born and raised in Eagle Grove?
Yeah. Yep. Same house all the way through. My parents are still there. Yeah.
You're serious?
Oh, they're actually, they live out on an acreage, farmers. So they're pretty stuck where they're at, with the land. They're not gonna move anywhere and try to farm somewhere else. So
dang, okay. And from what I kind of gathered, it like, I mean, the Kist generation has been like an Eagle Grove deal. Like,
both my parents are from Eagle Grove. Both my grandparents are from Eagle Grove. So it goes back a ways. Yeah.
That's kind of cool, and fun. Like when you have something like that where you have a kind of like a heritage or lineage with this one town,
Yeah.
Yep. So
been there for as long as I know.
What was it like then? I'm curious when you got a little older and like you left Eagle Grove. What was that like? Was that like a shock almost?
No, not really. Just because I'd done quite a bit of traveling, mostly because of wrestling. And so I'd been a lot of other places, and it's different. It was different at first living in town instead of out on an acreage.
Oh, true. Yeah.
We got neighbors now. Can't just go outside and go to the bathroom or
right. Yeah.
Things like that. Like, so that was a little adjustment, but no, it was no big deal.
Yeah. How far outside of town did you live?
About 10 minutes, probably. About 10 minutes. Yeah. They actually my parents live in Humboldt County, but they have an Eagle Grove address. So they're right in the middle of Humboldt and Eagle Grove. So about 10 minutes to get to school.
Oh, okay. How close were you to Humboldt? I'm curious.
About just a little bit further, maybe 15 minutes at max. Pretty close. So, So out in the middle of nowhere.
I'm just wondering. I'm thinking maybe they were the ones who called. I mean, Humboldt. They had a good. Like you said, Boynton was there. They had some solid teams.
Yeah, they had some really good guys at that time. They had Luke Saturn.
Oh yeah, Luke Saturn, Hansen,
Justin Hansen, Luke Saturn, the Zinno brothers.
Oh boy,
Tommy Christensen. Yeah, they had good teams.
Yeah.
We wrestled them, but we were in the same conference as Humboldt, so we saw them like 4 times a year. Pretty familiar with them.
Yeah. So also what I gathered was wrestling sort of was what your family did. It was just like, I mean, again, like living in Eagle Grove, wrestling was like a generational thing, like passed down from everybody, apparently.
Yeah. Yeah, it really was. Both my grandpas wrestled. My dad wrestled. My mom's side of the family is big wrestling. She had 2 brothers that wrestled, a couple cousins that were really good, an uncle. I had a cousin that wrestled, older brother that wrestled. So yeah, it was natural. It was kind of just, this is what we do.
Yeah.
Like it.
Well, yeah. Was there ever a point where like you almost sort of didn't want to do it because of that reason? Like sometimes you can be like, you know what, this is what everyone in my family does. I want to do something different,
No.
Okay.
It made me, it made me want to do it more. It's really? Just, I took a liking to it right away, and I was exposed to it early, and luckily it's like, I'm into this. Let's go. Mm-hmm. So it was natural, and it was right away. It's kind of just what I knew that we did.
Was your dad, did he make the state tournament, or was he like a place winner?
Yep. He got 5th twice, and he was runner up his senior year.
I thought he was runner up. Okay. I thought I read that.
Yep.
Thank you, Pin Doctors, for that.
Yeah, yeah. He does some good articles. I learned a lot of stuff off of reading his things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember he did one of the bracket things on one of his. It would have been 79, I believe.
Wow,
2A.
gosh, yeah,
I
he
think
does.
so.
That's what I like about it too. Is like going
Yeah.
on I'm like, oh hey,
Yeah.
wonder if that's related to Mark Kist,
Yep.
But
Yep.
yeah,
My dad. So.
yeah, and that had to be cool. Like, because had you seen his bracket before, or like,
So kind of funny story. Yeah, I have. He got beat
Oh,
by a kid from Clear Lake. Bieber was his last name, and I knew some guys from Clear Lake, the Webbers, Gary and Tucker and Nick and those guys. I was in the Clear Lake wrestling room one summer. I don't remember why or what for. Maybe I went and ran a practice or a camp or something when I was in college, but they have their state champion brackets up in their wrestling room.
no
So
kidding.
my dad's was in there. I'm like, oh. So I saw the actual bracket and I'm like, okay.
Wow, that's funny.
Yep. But it was cool seeing the Pin Doctors thing too, because I got to look at the rest of the names and kind of read about it a little bit. So that was fun.
Yeah, I remember there was a Bieber wrestling at Clear Lake when I was coming through. He was maybe a year or two older than me.
Yep, that would have been his son, and I actually wrestled him.
Oh, you did? Okay.
So I leveled I evened it out for my dad. Like I got one back for him.
Okay. The thing I remember about him was I didn't wrestle him. I don't know if he was above me or below me, but like he could headlock he could throw a right-handed or left-handed headlock was his thing.
Yeah.
And I think he hit it on our kid from both sides. So
yeah.
But yeah, I think he made the state tournament maybe, but
yeah, I don't know exactly how he did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was. Did you know when you wrestled him that was who it was?
Not that I remember. I think I was probably told after.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but I thought that was kind of funny.
That is kind of funny, actually. Like,
yeah.
Because I mean, that's what 25 years later or whatever.
Yeah. Yep.
And he was, like I said, you graduated in 05, right? Or 06?
06.
Yep. 06.
06.
Okay. So I'm pretty sure he was like 08 or 09. So
yeah, that would make sense. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yep.
That's funny. Did you tell him that his bracket is up in that
wall
there?
I think I did. Yeah, I think he already knew too. He's like, yeah.
Did you ever talk to him much about like his wrestling career? Did you know how he did like growing up and that he was involved and he was pretty good? Sometimes they like to be modest, sometimes they're like, I was whatever, and you don't.
It never really came up. It never really came up, honestly. No, he never. We were never sitting there, and he's like, I did this and that. I had to find out, through the grapevine, through other people. So I think my grandma and grandpa one time were telling me about it when I was middle school age or something. And I was like, really, my dad?
Yeah. Right.
Like, oh. I guess I've never asked. I never thought about it.
Yeah.
But
we're gonna pull this out 20 years from now, and your kids, I'll probably be doing this. I'll just interview your kids. And I'll be like, hey, did you know how good your dad was? And I'll be like, what? I guess. Did he win? He won it 3 times? Yeah. He's in the Iowa Hall of Fame. What?
Maybe. We'll see. Yeah. Hopefully they can hopefully they can do something so they can get on a podcast. Yeah.
Who knows? When did you start? Like, did you do any other sports?
Yeah. Yep. I was pretty involved with other stuff. Growing up, Eagle Grove, pretty much every kid has to play every sport to have a team. Mm-hmm. But yeah, like in high school, I wasn't gonna do football. I just wasn't. Obvious reasons.
Why not?
Yeah, right. I think they did maybe talk me into it one year or something. Like, no, this isn't gonna work. But I ran cross country for 2 years. I did it my freshman year, and I didn't enjoy it. In the sense of like I'm not built to be a runner. But we had a really good coach I respected a lot, and he talked me into it. It's like, well, it's not gonna hurt my wrestling. It's a different kind of shape, but I'm still running. It's good for you. And I don't want to say I didn't enjoy it, but it wasn't my first choice. It's tough. Sure. It's tough. Anything. I worked hard at it.
Yeah.
But I didn't do it my sophomore and junior year, and then my senior. I'm like, last year. Let me do that one more time. So, and then I played baseball all the way through. Baseball 4 years. I really enjoyed baseball. That was fun. It got hard,
Right.
with like the Fargo stuff and the junior freestyle stuff and all the summer things, because that was my priority.
Right.
And really, the reason it worked is the head baseball coach, Grove, great guy. Bruce Rawl was his name. He understood it, and he was like, "Yeah, like that's your thing. Go do that, and you're around, we'll make it work however it works." And so I played all the way through. And then I golfed too. I played golf, and that was more of just relax, recreation. I don't know how to say it. I wasn't going to golf practice to be a state champ golfer.
Yeah.
It was after wrestling season. So what my buddies were doing, and I enjoy golf. I like doing it, but I wasn't there to make a name for myself on the golf course. I was just there to have a good time and play golf. Just right after wrestling season, let your hair down a little bit, and it's a different mindset. So I like that too. So yeah, I stayed pretty busy all the way through with different things. Yep.
Right on. I was gonna say when you said I just played golf to have fun. I'm like, God, golf is so it's not that it's not fun, but it can be so frustrating because like you have a good tee shot or you hit the ball well or and then the next shot it just goes to shit.
Yep.
And you're like, I hate this sport. Like
I still like to golf now. Like I really enjoy it. We live pretty close here by a golf course. It's just up the road. So I still try to get out and golf once a week. We've got a good group of us, Wartburg guys or coaches that every week we try to go out, and we're all about the same level of golfer. There's nobody that's like takes it serious. Like we know going in, hey, grab a couple beers. We're going to talk recruiting. We're going to talk wrestling. We're going to whatever's going on, just go out for a couple hours and play golf. And I try to do well, of course, every time, but shank one off that way. And I'm like, like whatever. It was coming at some point.
Right. Yeah.
But then you par a hole or something like, I'm getting better. The next hole you get an 8.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like it's God.
It's frustrating, but if you have the mindset going in, you know where you're at. It's a little more bearable. But we're there for the social part and just to talk wrestling and get a break from the kids. And so I still like to do that quite a bit.
Yeah. When did wrestling become like, this is what I'm going to do at the next level? I mean, did you realize that pretty early on?
Like college, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably early on, I knew I wanted to, probably in those, like that 5th, 6th, 7th grade years is when I started to, really have a lot of success, and started being like, hey, I'm pretty good at this. We can see how far we can take it. And as I started paying attention to college wrestling a little bit, obviously the dual meets on IPTV and things like that. So I got a glimpse of it, That's where my first college wrestling, knowledge came from, was watching that stuff. And, that obviously at that age, it's like, that's just a thought, it's like, I got to do high school first, see how things go, but of course, once I understood that there's another level above that, like, I'd like to try that, if things keep going well. But then, in high school, after I won state title my sophomore year, I was like, let's do that 2 more times and go to college. So I knew pretty early on in high school that I wanted to keep doing it, as long as nothing changed. So,
How did you not get content in high school? Like, I know you're saying, you kind of just said, let's just do that 2 more times and go to college, but you still have to do it 2 more times and you still can't kind of look too far forward. Did you ever catch yourself maybe looking too much into the future at the next level before you actually got what you came for? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Honestly, I don't think I really did, because you hear the stories of guys getting beat for their 3rd title or guys getting beat for their 2nd title. And I had a really good support system around me. My dad didn't let me stray too far. Like he would humble me in a good, positive way. He's like, hey, it's not going to get any easier. Now people know you. Now people are watching you. Now people are training for you. Like, it's going to get harder. And, that was one thing. But the other thing was, after at a certain point, I'm wrestling in 1A, not to take anything from 1A, there's some really, really good kids there. But I probably could have started to do that, but I didn't change anything I was doing mindset wise or training wise because I was doing the freestyle stuff too, and if I'm going to go to these big tournaments and go to Fargo, you're going to get humbled really quick if you're not getting better. So maybe I don't think the focus shift at all. I was still focused on it. I'm going to win a state title this year and this is what I have to do. But there was also this out there. It's like, there's guys from New Jersey and Pennsylvania and California and that are just as good. I got to get better all the time, all the way through. So we were able to find places to go and guys to wrestle that were good, not let me get content with just rolling through a weekend tournament in Central Iowa. There was bigger stuff out there, and I think I did a pretty good job keeping that all in focus. So.
Yeah, that really hit me when I talked to Alex Thompson from Underwood. He lost I think one match in high school, and it was to Brody Teskey.
Yeah.
And when I was talking to him, he was telling me I lost one match during the high school season is essentially what it was,
Yeah.
But I got beat all the time.
Yeah.
And so that really put the wheels turning. I'm like, oh, true. Like yourself, you lost a handful of times in high school, but nationally you were getting beat. You were getting beat probably in the practice room when you were going and wrestling at these, other practice rooms. During the season, we watched you and we're like, wow, he's so good.
Yeah.
Nobody beats him. And it's like, well, no, I'm getting beat.
Right. Yeah. You find ways to make sure you're getting pushed. And it was actually kind of nice, though. I think my junior and senior year, I mentioned my high school coach, already, Darren Schreck. He's from Des Moines East, a Des Moines guy. So he got us into some tournaments with some 3A schools. And I remember going to Ames and
there we go.
A couple other places, just so, just to see those kids. And, it's just I wouldn't say it was any different. I mean, there's 1A kids just as good, but it was nice to see some kids from Des Moines and Sioux City and wherever else. Fort Dodge came to our tournament at Eagle Grove, so I was exposed to those other classes quite a bit too. So it was hard. It was hard to get content. It was never we can take the next 2 months off and win a state title. It was never anything like that. So
yeah, well, props to him for doing that, because I'm sure where they're, when there's a Mark Kist on the team, okay, somebody who's kind of levels above the rest of the room. There's also these kids in the room that are very green, and so you got to kind of push those buttons where okay, we can go to this tournament. This kid's going to get beat up. It does no good for this kid to go to a tournament in Ames and get his butt kicked.
Right.
We have to find ways for him to get better too. And that may be kind of unfortunately at the expense of Mark Kist. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I mean, and he was good at that. He understood that, he wasn't going to limit what me and Kelby and Ridge were doing because not many other guys were going to win matches. That's just not what he did. He made sure we got what we needed, but at the same time, he was, doing everything he could for those guys too. He's getting them through it, and it was an education for a lot of them. Probably it was probably good for him. So, but no, he was really good at that. He didn't slow down what we were able to do at all to try to bring other people along. Which, as a coach, I wasn't concerned about that. I was wrestling, so he had to deal with it, and I think he did a pretty good job. So.
Yeah. Did you grow up wrestling, and did Eagle Grove have a wrestling club per se? It's funny you were talking about normally back then it was some guys, some dads who had some kids who wrestled, and let's get together and that's our club essentially.
Right. That's basically what it was. But Eagle Grove had a kids program. Call it that. Just it wasn't probably huge numbers, but my dad was pretty involved in that, and he coached it. Like I said, I had an older brother. Yeah. And so my dad, and I have a younger brother too. So he had 3 boys, and he knows wrestling. And so he was a big part of that for a long time. But there was the Eagle Grove Kids Wrestling Club. Yep. Yeah. So That's where I did probably most of my wrestling as a young guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How good were you? Curious about your brothers then.
Mhm.
Did they take to the sport too, or were they just kind of um, along for the ride and just kind of
Yeah.
did as well as they could essentially,
Yeah.
or did they
Uh,
push
my
hard?
old, yep, my older brother Michael, he was an '03 grad, Eagle Grove. He had some success. He was a state qualifier his junior year, and then he got fourth his senior year. And then so he did good. He did a good job. And then my younger brother, it wasn't really his thing. He wrestled up until somewhere in elementary, I don't know, third, fourth grade or something. He said, "That's enough. I'm good. I'm
Mhm.
good with this." So he didn't wrestle too much, but yeah, my older brother did all the way through high school.
Nice. What was
Yep.
his thing then? Did he have a thing, your younger brother?
He liked football a lot. Yeah,
Okay.
he played football and all the way through. I think that was his main sport that he liked the most. Baseball too. He played baseball a lot, but he played football here at Wartburg. Yep, played for a
So he
couple
must,
years.
did he get the size you didn't then, or what?
Yeah, he's bigger than me. He's bigger than me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I'm still stronger. I'll tell him that. But
Really?
no,
Oh,
no,
no.
no. He's pretty put together. He got the size. I didn't.
Man, really? God, that sucks. Ah. Well,
Yep.
how big were you as a freshman then? I'm curious because you wrestled 103. I
Yeah.
mean, were you 103?
No, mid
No.
90s, 94, 95. Yeah, pretty little.
Yeah.
I could have used another year before high school.
Yeah. Yeah, because did you make the jump then your sophomore year? Is that when you kind
Yeah.
of filled out a little
Yeah, I
more?
grew to probably just over 103. So
Okay.
I made weight, like I was heavy enough
Hmm.
to weigh 103, but I didn't have to like cut, I'd
Yeah.
get done with practice and I'd be underweight, but I was around 103, 104 my sophomore year. Grew a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Did
freshman
that
year was
make,
tough. I was pretty little.
yeah. But I mean,
Yeah.
you still did pretty well. I mean,
Mhm.
how'd you balance, being so undersized and
Yeah.
still having some success? I mean, that, yeah.
Go hard.
Yeah.
Go hard. It does make you focus on your technique quite a bit,
Yeah.
because take a shot. If I get caught under a guy who knows what he's doing with 10 pounds on me, it's pretty tough.
Yeah.
So you gotta be quick. You gotta be slick. Just, gotta know what you're doing. And just, like I said, just mindset mentality. Like
Yeah.
they're not gonna let me get a takedown because I'm small, because
Yeah.
they're bigger, like I gotta go get it. So just going hard, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you try actively to like get your weight up as best you could? I mean,
Oh
was it
yeah.
just so difficult to just put on
Yeah.
any weight at all? Yeah.
Yeah. It was all the way through college. I was always trying to get bigger.
Really?
Yeah. I could have used 98 in high school, when they used to
Yeah.
have that. And I could have used 118 in college. That would have been nice too.
Was that frustrating at times?
Yeah. Yeah. It was real frustrating.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. But it's what it is.
Yeah.
So
Like, what did you try? Like, did you try? I mean, because we look at all these diets, like the keto
yeah,
diet or whatever. Like, you're looking at it
yeah,
and you're like, oh man, if you want to lose weight, like, was it
yeah.
hard for you to find resources to like try to put on weight?
I mean, I lifted weights a lot.
Yeah.
Like a lot. High school. After that, I probably started going pretty heavy lifting in freshman year, but all the way through high school, I lifted hard a lot in the
Hmm.
summer just to try to get bigger and stronger. If I'm gonna be little, I might as well have some muscle. So
Yeah.
that was the main thing, just lifting weights. Spent a lot of time in the weight room, a lot,
Yeah.
a lot of
What about
time.
like
And
nutrition? Did you eat a lot of, I don't know, protein or
just
something?
like protein shakes, probably. Just whatever you can get from like a protein GNC store or something, like protein to eat after you lift weights or something. But nothing, nothing out of the ordinary. Just try to eat
Hmm.
healthy and lift weights and hope I grow. There was no secrets or tricks. It's just let's get bigger somehow. I don't know.
Yeah. Were you worried as you kind of as you went on in your high school career? Because, okay, you started out at 94, 95.
Yeah,
Okay. Then you're
yeah,
at 103. Okay. So you think you're going to get bigger and you're like, okay, I'm projecting 2 years from now, I'll probably grow a little bit
yeah,
more. But like,
yeah.
you just didn't. Did you ever get worried like I'm not going to be able to make 125 in college? Which sounds
I,
silly, but like,
Yeah, no, that was the case though. It really was.
yeah.
Yeah. And in high school, I think the biggest I got was I maybe scraped 120, maybe 121 or so, but that was the max. That was full feed, not wrestling. I didn't get big by any means ever. I wrestled 12 still my senior years because, like I said, another kid qualified. He was a 19 pounder that helped our team. So I went down to 12. And that wasn't hard to make. I probably would have gone 19 that year if we weren't in that team situation, but I went 12 and it wasn't a hard cut. But yeah, that crossed my mind a few times. I'm like, well, I'm going to go to college. 25 is the lightest weight. So kind of like starting as a freshman in high school again, like let's get bigger.
Yeah.
Here we go again.
Yeah. Did you think about it at all, wrestling up 19 or even 25 just to show colleges that you could handle yourself at a weight like that?
I wrestled 19 a lot of my senior year,
Okay.
just not necessarily to show colleges, but just to wrestle bigger guys. Because I knew that was coming, and I'm gonna have to figure it out at some point. Might as well start now. So yeah, if a team or a tournament had a good 19 pounder in it, that's usually where I went. But state tournament and that stuff, I went down just to score a lot of points and get another guy in the lineup. So
yeah. Did you ever go to the doctor and like have him diagnose why you just like won't put on weight? Like,
no,
there's probably so many people that are jealous. Like,
no, they just would have looked at my parents and been like, "That's why."
oh,
Like,
really?
they're
Are
not
they
big.
small?
They're not big people. Yeah, yeah. So it wasn't there wasn't any like diagnosis. It's just you got a small family.
Yeah. So then, what happened to your brother? Where does he get his size?
That's a great question. I don't know. I have no idea.
How big is he?
I mean, I'm the only one though. My older brother, he wrestled 140 his senior year, so he had size.
Yeah.
And that was no problem for him. And I was just the lucky one in the middle. Didn't get any size.
I guess lucky. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, man. Well,
yeah.
You made it work, I guess. Like,
made it work. I had to. There was no other choice. Yeah.
There
was no other choice. It's like, want to wrestle? That's what you got to do. So.
Yeah. So what did you do to try to like figure that out? Being smaller and undersized, because like you can talk to people at 157 or at heavier weights who are quote unquote undersized, and they can, but with you, like you're the lightest weight and you're undersized. That's really that's sort of unusual.
Yeah,
really.
It doesn't happen a lot.
Right.
Yeah. Nothing. I didn't really think about it too much. There was no sense in pouting about it or whining about it because I'm sitting there, doing a poor me to my teammates. They're not going to bring back 118.
Yeah.
So it was just, wrestle 125 or don't wrestle in college. So
did you have to change the way you wrestled at all?
No.
Or do some things differently because of like you were saying earlier, like I can't get underneath some of these guys because they're just a little bigger than me.
I mean, honestly, no. I wasn't going to change a lot of what I did. It just got harder. And it's a different level, too. It's college. All these guys had success in high school for the most part. They were all good. And so, yeah, I mean, not finishing a single leg, I didn't just go, oh, it's because I'm small. It's because, this guy's pretty darn good. I got to figure out how to finish a single better, figure out something technical wise or got to be in good shape. I can be strong. I was just as strong as most of the guys I wrestled, but they were cutting and I wasn't. And that's just part of it. There's that's all there was to it. It's just, but no, I didn't change anything. I didn't try to reinvent how I wrestled or anything to deal with it. I just tried to get better.
Yeah.
So
what was it? Like, I guess I'm progressing through your high school career real quick. You did the semi slide your freshman year, huh?
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah. No.
Was that rough? Yeah. Was that rough?
Yeah, that sucked. Yeah, that sucked.
Can you pinpoint kind of like what happened?
So, I mean, I got beat in the semis by his name was Patrick Makey from Logan Magnolia.
Oh yeah.
The kid was tough. He actually beat me earlier in the year at a tournament in Perry. He beat me, so I knew going into that match he was good.
Yeah.
He beat me. I think it was relatively close. I don't remember 4-2, 5-2, something like that. But uh, yeah, I was like, dang it, there goes. Going into high school, everybody wants to be a 4-time champ. That's your goal.
Right.
And I had the opportunity to do it. So that was my goal at the time. And that didn't happen. It's like, dang, but
Hmm.
wasn't the end of the world. Go wrestle the next match and wrestled a kid from Wilton. That kid, he was a beast. His name
Yeah,
was
he was
Andy Roush.
Yeah, wasn't he unbeaten? Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, he was unbeaten. He was 34-0, and he got
Yeah.
beat first round.
Yeah. So he was a senior that year and he was a monster. He was tough. Uh, he got headlocked first round and pinned and then
I
wrestled back for third. He was good. He he was that's the worst beating I took in high school. I know that.
Really?
Yeah. And it was a unique situation. He had one leg and I had never seen that before. And
Really? Andy
so,
Roush had one
yeah,
leg. I was okay. I was wondering, I'm like, oh,
yeah,
geez,
yeah,
third senior, and he was.
yeah. And that doesn't change anything, but I had never felt that before. I never thought
Right.
about it. I never prepared for it. So I was kind of a little lost out there, I'll be honest, and
Mhm.
there was a few times I'm getting beat and just trying things. I'm trying to headlock him. I heard somebody pinned him with it. Like, let's give it a shot, but it didn't work. So I got beat pretty good there. So I wrestled for fifth and got beat by Lee Merrick. I think you've had Lee on, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. I've listened to that one. He's a good guy
Yeah.
from Turkey Valley, I believe. Yep, and he beat me for fifth. I don't want to say I blew it, but I was in that match and I had third period. I took down. He cradled me and got 3 back points and beat me. But that's what happened. Yeah, and
Yeah.
riled off 3 losses in a row. So that wasn't very cool.
No.
Yeah.
Did that? I mean, that's got to be tough. Like tough in the sense of like I'm listening to you tell the story, and it
Yeah.
wasn't like you threw in the towel. Like there
No,
are times where you talk to
no,
people
I was
and they're
trying to
like,
get third.
right, and then it
Yeah.
didn't happen. And then you're like, whoa, that kind of like
Yeah.
sets you back a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
okay, I gave away and I'm going to win a state title. That didn't happen.
Yeah.
I'm going to battle back for third, and now I end up sixth. Like that has
Yeah.
to be somewhat
Yeah.
deflating. Like, am I as good as I thought I was, or what?
Yeah. It was hard to swallow, but yeah, that's just what happened. And I said, well, that can't happen again. We got to get better.
Well, it didn't happen again. Okay.
Yeah, it didn't. I didn't let that happen again. that was a rough day and a half there, losing 3 in a row.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
I mean, but again, good kids. Did you ever wrestle? I see Tony Hager was in your bracket. Did you ever wrestle him?
Yep. I didn't. Nope. He got second, I believe, right? Mackey beat him. The kid who beat me in the semis beat him. I never wrestled Tony, though. Nope.
Really? Huh.
Yep.
Would you have liked to? Would you have beat him? Probably.
I plead the fifth. It'd have been fun to wrestle him, But,
yeah, especially now,
Yeah, now. I mean, at the time, I just knew Tony as the name because that's who was in the rankings or whatever. But I didn't personally know Tony, and I didn't know he was going to do IA wrestle and be in the wrestling world 20 years later. So it didn't make any difference to me at that time. But yeah, I mean, he was in the finals. Of course, I would have liked to wrestle him.
Yeah,
it'd been fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you like just take it up a notch after that? Like, I mean, 6th place. You're like you said, that's not happening again. And then it didn't. But
no, it didn't.
No.
It was pretty. I want to say yes, but honestly, probably not. I kept the same mindset, same focus, but after being there once, being in the state tournament, getting the feel, like my mindset probably shifted on, I can win this.
Yeah.
I can win it. Like, let's go do that. Let's just not get beat next time. But yeah, I mean, I trained real hard that summer after my freshman year. Spent a lot of time in the weight room. Got bigger, got stronger. And yeah, a couple of those guys cleared out. Tony graduated. Mackey went up to 12. Roush graduated. So it didn't like clear out, bare cupboard, but yeah, I got a lot better. And my mindset did definitely shift to, I want to win this 3 times now. Can't do it 4. Let's do it 3 at least.
Yeah. Who was your loss to as a sophomore?
It was to Cody McClintock from Fort Dodge. Yep. It was the very first tournament my sophomore year. and it was at Eagle Grove tournament, my hometown tournament. So my coaches and my buddies would give me a hard time that I won more state titles than I did my hometown Eagle Grove tournament because McClintock beat me my freshman year there too.
No kidding.
Yeah, he was pretty highly ranked in 3A both of those years. He was good.
Yeah.
So yeah, he got me both times. Yeah. So that was my loss my sophomore year. Yeah.
Yeah. That I know that feeling, like being in your home gym, like, people know who you are and they're like, all right, Mark,
Right.
and then you like, it's almost, in a way, you don't want to say it's humiliating because you don't want to make it sound like a loss is that big deal. But I
Yeah.
mean, kind of, when you're the kid and when you're in high school, like, it is a little bit,
I mean, I would prefer not to lose there, of course. But at the same time, Eagle Grove was it's a pretty good wrestling town. The people that were there know who he was, and they're aware of, he's a top guy in 3A. So it's not like, what the hell happened? It just so happened that it was in my hometown. But yeah, no, I mean, it was just kind of funny, but everybody knew he's a good kid.
So what was it like then that sophomore year when, lo and behold, you wrestle in the state finals and it's some kid from Twin River Valley named Jordan Hassenkamp?
Yeah. Jordan. Yeah. I mean, it was kind of a full circle thing,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
How long had you been training with him at that point?
So we didn't train together really in high school.
Okay.
No, I mean, I think they came over for like a high school practice one time that year, but I went over to Twin River Valley. It was probably like a 4 or 5 year stretch, like 3rd grade up to 7th, 8th grade, like that era.
Okay.
And then when I was in high school, that kind of stopped, and we all went to our high schools.
Mm-hmm.
And so I hadn't trained with him on a regular basis for 2 or 3 years.
Gotcha. Okay.
But it was still kind of cool, full circle, state finals with a guy that you trained quite a bit with growing up. And I'm sure that was cool for the dads and the parents on those teams that, like, they helped get us both there. And now we're on a pretty high stage, state finals. So that was fun.
Was it kind of, I don't want to say different, but like knowing that who that guy is that's going to toe the line? Like, did that do it? Like, did you think anything differently? I mean, obviously it's business as usual. You want to go out there and win, but was there, I'm just trying to imagine, like, oh, sure. I know him. I used to train with him a little bit. Like, I know this guy.
Yeah. No, I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so. We both were going, I mean, mutual respect, but we both wanted to win that match. For Only one of you can. So I at least from my perspective, is put that, think about it after the match. You maybe think about it for a minute before the match, but we can talk about it later. Like, got a match to wrestle. And I would assume that he thought the same thing. Like, I'm going to go in and win that match. It doesn't really matter who it is. Doesn't matter that we wrestled together. And, maybe we can joke about it later on. But, that night, state finals, the name didn't change anything of the way I thought about the match. I'm just going to go win one more. So,
or like
it's kind of a bummer. It's kind of a bummer that it's somebody that, but get over it for a half hour, go wrestle.
Yeah. What was it like being the first match out of the chute? I mean, I'm just imagining, like, you got the grand march, you have the spectacle kind of leading up to it. I mean, how did you balance the emotion of not trying to get too fired up, because, like, the grand march has to be pretty sweet to be in it.
Oh, it is.
And so, like, you don't want to get, basically, you don't want to get too drained when you go out there, like, oh, I'm fatigued already.
Right. You got to keep yourself calm. That's definitely a thing. The grand march and, and then the national anthem, everyone gets quiet. You're standing out there. There's like 6 people standing out and thousands of people around you, and people go crazy after the national anthem. I remember it's like, you gotta just focus here. Like, take all this in after your match, but just keep your heart rate down, just mental talk, and then, if you have a few minutes, get out of there, go in the back and just stand by your coach. Just
Mm-hmm.
put it all out of your mind. It's the show's for the fans. We're not here to see anything. We're not here to listen to anything. I can watch the next 13 matches, but I
Yeah.
gotta go do the first one. So it was just staying in the moment. Staying in the
Mm-hmm.
moment. Don't let that get to you. Don't overthink it. The guy I'm wrestling's in the same situation.
Yeah.
So, just staying focused. Just thinking about I got a job to do. I got a match to wrestle, and then I can take a look around.
Yeah.
So,
You know, I'm thinking like back then, I mean, that's stuff like I wouldn't even have thought about. Like if I was a coach or a wrestler, like I
Yeah.
would not have even have thought to think about, hey, relax.
Yeah.
I know in the first match like that, but now as I'm like doing this and talking to more people, I'm more curious about how
Yeah.
they did it because like
Yeah.
I would have had no idea.
Yeah. No, that's a real thing though, because I mean, even now when I go to state tournament and I hear the national anthem, I start kind of swaying a little bit, heartbeat starts going. It's like
Yeah.
you're pumped. So there's definitely something to it. You have to learn how to stay calm. Be like, hey, this I know it's exciting. People the roof's ready to blow off, but you gotta keep your mindset, you gotta keep your heart rate down, just self-talk. And
Mm-hmm.
like I said, get out of there if you can. Go back by someone, find somebody that keeps you calm, and just keep your mind off it for a minute, and just remember, I gotta go wrestle, and then I can go drain myself watching everybody else. So,
Yeah. And
there's
that first match
to it.
is and that first match is so electric because like everyone is just so amped for the night.
Yeah.
And so it's like
Yeah.
the first match. So that's where like sort of like I don't want to say it's the most energy, but
Mhm.
like in my mind it is because everyone's so amped. Like I'm sure it ebbs and flows, but I mean
Yeah, because everyone's ready for the finals.
yes,
Everyone's ready.
yeah.
Everyone just came from downtown. Johnny's they're there to watch some good wrestling. So it's wild, and people are, like you said, people are excited to watch it. So yeah, that's definitely a real thing.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember like wrestling, at least maybe in the finals or just in general? I mean, could you hear anything? I mean, how well could you actually hear anybody yelling at you, hey, do this, hey, put your hand here, hey, I don't know.
Um, in the state finals, it is a little bit different, but it's not like overwhelmingly loud. Like I could hear my coaches pretty well because they're right there, and everybody else is away. But if something big happens on the next mat or whatever, you can hear.
Yeah.
You can hear, but you're, at least for me, I'm so locked in on my match that it just not,
Really?
unless I hear our whistle or my coach, you just brush it off and keep going. But um, I don't think it affected me much by any means. But it was like, I remember like at the close to the end of my state finals matches when, how do I word it? I don't want to say let up, but like
Right. Yeah.
when we're getting down to the end and you kind of knew you had it in the bag and you can just kind of ride somebody out to win the match, you maybe start to like listen a little bit for 5 seconds, and you can hear like there's a lot of energy, a lot of noise in here. But when I'm wrestling is tunnel vision. Like I have a job to do and nothing else outside of this circle matters. Like that was my mindset. And
how'd you get that mindset? Like, was that coached in you or taught? Like, or did?
I think so. Probably a lot of it was. I mean, just nothing else matters. I guess I think that's kind of what was told to me, and I think that's the right philosophy. It's not going to do me any good to look this way or that way or hear anything or whatever. So just focus, score as many points as you can in 6 minutes, and if that's all I'm thinking about, you don't really get bothered by a lot of that stuff. So that was my mindset, I guess. I guess looking back on it, that's what I remember about it.
Well, it worked 3 times, so
it seemed to be fine, so I didn't change it.
Yeah. Was man, to stamp yourself as like, winning it once is great. Winning it twice is even better. Winning it 3 times is like almost, I don't want to say historic, but it's like putting your stamp, on like your career of like 3 times is like you're remembered,
Yeah.
I mean,
it's cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Kind of, yeah. I mean, it didn't change, who I was or anything.
Right.
I'm still the same guy. It's just, it's cool to experience it 3 times, because you did it the first time, I tried to do it as early as I can in high school career, because you never know. I might get beat, I might get hurt, I might get sick, somebody might just beat you, So my mindset the whole time was like, I got to do it this year as a sophomore. I have to do it. And I did. And then same thing the next year. It's like, that was a lot of fun. And it almost motivated me more. Like, let's do it again. Like, that was cool. Like, that was really cool. Like, let's do it again, but like, know more what to expect. And, do it again. The third time, it's like, well, you can't lose now.
Right. Yeah.
Like, but seriously, it's like, let's cap it off. Let's win another one. Like, let's just keep it rolling. And I honestly think I got more motivated with each one, because it's addicting.
Yeah.
It's addicting. It's a really cool feeling. At that state finals match ends and you win. That's pretty cool. It's fun.
Yeah.
So I got a chance to do it again. Let's work harder, make sure it happens again. But yeah, and I didn't think about a lot of that stuff on what are people gonna think, or what's your legacy gonna be, or anything like that. I mean, it might come up here and there now in conversations, or having beers with buddies, or I run into someone that I wrestled maybe or something, and some of that'll come up, and that's fun. It's fun to be on this side of it than the other side of it, So,
yeah.
But I mean, it was really cool. It was really cool. But
did you feel kids wrestled you different after you won a state title, or even after the second one, where people are almost just trying to survive or try to just keep in the match? I mean, did that frustrate you at all, or did you ever feel like that was going on? Like, you're wrestling Mark Kist. Yeah. Just go out there and don't get pinned, essentially.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that happened.
Yeah,
that was frustrating, especially for the kids that, when I was wrestling a guy that was a good wrestler, and and he was coached on how to not get hit for stalling, but don't engage. That's frustrating.
Sure. Yeah.
And I only beat a guy by a couple points, and I'm like, damn it. You get 2 takedowns a match. I'm like, that's not going to cut it. That's not what I do. So I noticed that in the later years of high school that, guys would try to keep it close. And some of them could, the good wrestlers. I don't want to say it's not hard to do, but if you know what you're doing on a wrestling mat, you could probably keep a match close with most people,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So and I felt that happen. Yeah. There's a couple times I got pretty frustrated, but
I'm gonna out myself. That was me. Like,
you were that guy.
I was. In like high school, like everything you're saying, I'm like, yeah, that was me. Like, they don't ride you for stalling as hard as they do in college. So in high school, like, you can wrestle a little bit to the, butt to the edge and try to stay engaged and take a half shot, and you're like, okay, that was enough, and and fend
and
off.
And too, there was none of that out of bounds stuff. Like, if you back out, stall point, there was none of that.
Yeah.
So you had to do it 3 or 4 times for him to get called for stalling.
Yeah.
So
even the first,
in those situations, just score points when you can and control the match. Don't let them breathe, suffocate them. Win by as much as you can. But there was times I'd come off the mat and I wasn't very happy because the score was a lot closer than I thought it should have been. I controlled the whole match. There was, not any opportunity for them to score, but I didn't score as much as I want. Yeah. My coach would get on me. I'm like, Coach, I tried. Like, I'm doing what I can. Guy won't tie up with me. But that's part of it. That comes with territory, I guess. So
especially when you're, when you're on that level, and people like, at the end of the day, sometimes like kids will come off the mat and be like, man, Mark Kist beat me 4-0. That's a win. I just won. It's like, no, you got beat 4-0, but you're like, I won.
I just felt good about it. Maybe, I don't know. But
how did you end up at Iowa State then?
I wanted to give the D1 thing a try. The opportunity was there, and I had some interest from that. So from that level, Kale was recruiting me, and that's kind of like Dalton said. That's just it's kind of not like in awe, but you're like, it feels good. Kale Sanderson's taking time out of his schedule to see you and talk to you, it's like maybe he does think I'm good enough to go there.
Mhm.
It just at the time, it just kind of felt like the right place. It was an hour from my house, which that wasn't like a deciding factor, but it was nice.
Yeah.
People could come watch. Um, and yeah, I wanted to give D1 a try, and I knew some guys on the team, and I had been to the Iowa State camps a couple times growing up. Um, I don't know. It's just at the time I felt like that was the place I wanted to go. So
Yeah.
n- nothing else to it.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty
Yeah.
much. I mean, and I think it's hard nowadays. Like we look at kale now differently. Like I have this box here. Okay. Okay.
Right.
I got the Wheaties box.
Yep.
159 and all. Like I I don't know. I think it's hard to really explain to people like how big of a figure Kale was at that point. I mean,
Hmm.
obviously he's like, big time now, but like
Yeah, of
we hadn't
course.
seen anything like him back then. And
Yeah.
so, I
Yeah.
mean, I didn't have him obviously coming to my house or calling me, but I can only
Right.
imagine when you see that guy walk in, you're like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, it's cool because you see him wrestling on ESPN in the finals and stuff, and then he's calling you a
yeah,
year later, 2 years later. It's like that's kind of cool.
yeah,
It's just I don't know, one of those things. Not to like I don't get starstruck over wrestlers, really too often because I do it too. But it is cool when someone who's really successful is giving you attention. And
right.
that's not the only reason. It wasn't just because Kale Sanderson was there by any means, but it didn't hurt.
Yeah,
But no, I enjoyed Ames. I had been to some dual meets growing up and stuff, and yeah, it was a good fit at the time. I wanted to go there and try it. So yeah,
yeah. And you did. And like, how was your
yeah,
experience there?
it was good. It
Yeah,
was good. Yeah, nothing negative to say about it. I liked it there. Obviously, good coaching staff, good team. I'm still good friends with a lot of guys from those teams. So they're there for
mm,
2 years. Good experience. Good experience. So yeah, I enjoyed it.
yeah. And then
Yep.
did Kale leave, and is that when you decided to maybe look elsewhere?
No, I actually left. I left, and then I think Kale did another year at Iowa State, and then
Okay.
he left. So I left when Kale was still there.
Whoa, what was that like
Yeah.
to go in and be like, "Hey, Kale, I'm transferring"? Did you just like text him, or did you actually go in and be like, "Hey,
Uh,
Kale, I'm transferring"?
it, it, it was awkward. It was really awkward. Uh, it was it was late in the summer actually. Like we had done Iowa State camps and everything, and
Really?
uh, I, I won't get into all the details, but I just decided I needed a fresh start. I wanted to go somewhere else. I wasn't enjoying the sport. I liked the school. Nothing
Yeah,
negative about Iowa State at all. I just got to a point where I just wasn't having a lot of fun. Like I
yeah,
need something fresh. I need something new. And so we had like a couple weeks off, before you had to come back to start training again for school. Like this was late in the summer. I should have done it
jeez.
earlier, probably.
What? Wow,
Yeah. It was like late July, maybe early August. It was late, but
wow.
I called him. And I was back with my parents for those couple weeks. I called him. I'm like, hey, yeah, I'm just not feeling it. I
Yeah,
think I'm gonna transfer out. I don't know where I'm going or anything, but I'm not gonna come back to Iowa State.
hmm,
And I don't know if you've ever had a conversation with Kale, but like he just kind of makes you he can kind of make you feel dumb. So if he just like didn't say anything, he was silent and he was like,
hmm.
well, well, I'm in Texas right now. I'll be back in Ames like next Tuesday or something. Like, why don't you meet me in the wrestling room office and we'll talk about it? Like shit.
Yeah,
All right. Like, what do I say? Like,
right.
okay, but like I'm gonna leave, But I'll come talk to you, of
Yeah.
course. But I went and did that and it was so awkward. He's
Hmm.
sitting there, in his chair. I'm like, it's like, so what's going on? I won't get into the conversation at all,
Yeah,
but it was awkward.
yeah,
And I felt bad doing it, because he
yeah.
put time into me and the coaching staff put time into me. And it wasn't like I wanted to leave. I had good friends on the team. I felt bad leaving the guys, and,
Hmm,
but I just told him it's just, I need something different.
hmm.
And, he said, he's like, well, why don't you just pump the brakes, give it another year. Why don't you just stay here, give it one more year. If it's the same after this year, you can go. And I'm like, no, no, I'm not coming back. Like
Wow.
I had to say it repeatedly, and he was really good at like a lot of times I would have folded and been like, okay, one more year,
Right.
but no, it was hard. It was a tough conversation, but it was one I had to have, and he didn't like it, and I didn't like it, but that's how it went. So
Good for you though. I mean, like
yeah,
seriously, I mean, at any point, I mean, you're at the time you're 20
yeah,
and he's, he good kind of sales pitch, kind of, and
it
give it one
was,
more
yeah,
year. And you're just like,
yeah,
no, like at any point, like you said, you
yeah,
could have been like, okay, but you stuck to your
yeah,
guns and did what you
yeah,
felt was right for
yeah,
you. Like that's,
yeah. I did, yeah.
yeah,
But it was hard, and like I
for
said, I
sure.
felt bad. Like there's nothing negative against Kale or anything, but I was just like, I
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not coming back. Sorry, man.
Yeah.
like, like, there was a couple times in the conversation though where it would have been so easy to crack and just be like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I didn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
so,
Sounds like
but
he tried harder to keep you than he did Dalton. So I mean, that says anything about it, about you.
well, I didn't. I think Kale had left when Dalton.
Oh,
So
right.
so he
Dang it.
so he didn't have to do that with Kale.
You're right. Oh, thought I had
yeah,
him.
yeah. So no, it was an
Uh,
awkward. It was an awkward, weird situation, weird week, but
yeah.
got through it.
So were you at like, that reminded me talking about Dalton.
Yeah.
Like, were you going to transfer out and wrestle again, or were you kind of on the same
Yeah.
page of him of being like, I don't know if I'm going to do this anymore. I don't know where I'm
Yeah.
going or what I'm doing right now.
Yeah. I knew I wanted to keep wrestling.
Okay.
It was a situation sort of like Dalton though, where something just wasn't there. Just weren't
Yeah.
enjoying it. The spark wasn't there. I wasn't going
Yeah.
to practice every day, pumped up. You know, it was more of just like, damn, it's 2:30. We gotta head to the rec to practice. And it's just it wasn't like it was growing up. It just
For sure.
something was missing,
Yeah.
and so I needed a change. But at that time, I knew I had 3 years left to wrestle in my wrestling career because in freestyle, I love freestyle, but the weight got bigger, and
Yeah.
and those guys were better. It's just I probably saw the writing in the wall that I got 3
Mhm.
years left to wrestle in college. I could have you can dabble in freestyle, whatever, but I didn't. But
Mhm.
like I've got this far. I still love the sport. I still want to do it. 3 more years, but it needs to be somewhere else. I need to go somewhere and see if I can find something to re-spark what I had, And
Mhm.
so, but I knew I was going to wrestle. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was going
So
to finish it out.
then, how did Wartburg come in? Because, like you said, now it's at the point where,
Mhm.
like, gosh, you got to start calling them almost like, hey,
Yeah,
do you have a spot for me, kind of, or were you
kind
just like,
of.
hey, I'm coming? I mean,
No, so yeah, like Dalton touched on too, there was no transfer portal,
right?
and transferring that time I don't think was real common. You guys stayed put, and I never intended on transferring. That wasn't my plan, but
Right.
that's what happened. So, no, I told Kale I was gonna go, I was gonna leave, and I got that done with, and then I could kind of focus on now what's next.
Mm-hmm.
Wartburg, I had visited there in high school, so I remembered it
Mm-hmm.
a little bit. That's not where my mind went right away. Actually, word starts to get out. People told other people that I was leaving, and I actually probably had an opportunity to go to Nebraska because that was right at the time that Donahoe got in trouble, and so they didn't have a 25 pounder.
Okay.
And so so that was an opportunity, but I'm like, well, okay, and I'm open to it. But
And
I
was
was also
Ridge there? Was the Ridge there at that point or committed there?
he's 2 years behind me, and I did 2 years
Right.
at Iowa State. He had committed to Iowa State,
Oh.
but at that same time, he decided not to go there too, and he did go to Nebraska. So,
Okay, so you didn't know at this point that he was potentially going to Nebraska.
no, not
Okay.
really. I mean, we talked.
Okay.
Like I knew what was going on with him, and he knew what was going on with me. We had a pretty good relationship still. We talked quite a bit, and yeah, I told him I wasn't going to go to Iowa State anymore, and the Paulsons left Iowa State at that time too, and Ridge knew them because older brother Garrett knew them pretty well. So it was just a web of people knowing people and whatever. So, but anyways, I was like, yeah, But anyways, the Wartburg, it was kind of funny. I was still at my parents' house. during that break before any school started. And do you remember the name Justin McClintock?
Yes.
He was an All-American 25-pounder from Wartburg. He wrestled Eagle Grove. This would be Cody McClintock's brother, the one that beat me twice in high school.
No way.
Yeah,
Okay.
but Justin wrestled for Eagle Grove. And so somehow the word got to him that I wasn't going back to Iowa State. I don't know who told him. I have no idea. But he just called me out of the blue. He's like, hey, I heard that you might not go to Iowa State. Like, you should look at Wartburg. You should consider that. Like, seriously. And I was just like, yeah, I'm open to that. But that was the start of it. Like, that was the first, like, okay. So I looked into it, and honestly, the rest is history. Once I got to know those guys and talk to them, that was it. Like, that's where I'm going. It's just everything about it clicked. That was my type of people. That was my culture. Those were the people that I wanted to be around, who I wanted to wrestle with. Everything culture-wise and just the way they did things was in line with what I was looking for. But at the same time, this was really important. They were winning. They were really good. They had won it the year before, I think. I think they had like 6 national titles at the time that I went there. So it wasn't like up and coming. It was there. And that was important to me because that was fun being on good teams. And I wanted that. Like, I wasn't going to go to a school just because they're good at wrestling. But it all worked together, and they had all the pieces. It's like, I want to hang out with these guys. They're cool. Yeah. It's not a 12-month grind. They enjoy what they're doing outside of wrestling and having a good time and just living their lives, being in college. But at the same time, on the flip side, we're really, really serious about this. Like, we're gonna do this at the highest level in Division III. Like, we're gonna and when I went there, I trained. Practice wasn't any different than it was at Iowa State. Same mindset, same intensity. So I had it all. They just had it all. It just right away, I'm like, that's the place. Yeah. So that's how it happened.
Yeah. What about academically? Because were you a kinesiology major at Iowa State?
Yep. So I was doing kinesiology, which is basically a fancy word for like exercise science. Yeah. Because at that time I didn't really know what I wanted to do, honestly. But I kind of figured it out that second year at Iowa State. This didn't end up unfolding like this, but kind of my thing long term was like, I'd like to be an athletic director. Yeah. Like at a high school or a college or whatever. Well, Wartburg had a good an education program, physical education, health, whatever. Yeah. So, and that's how, just from looking into it, that's the route athletic directors go. They'll start out teaching, coaching, and then work their way up. So that's when I went to Wartburg, I'm like, that's the path I'm going to go. And so academically, it didn't affect much. It was pretty seamless.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then you basically reignited that spark, it sounds like, and like you said, the rest is kind of history.
Yeah. And I don't know what it was, but from the minute I stepped into Wartburg's room, it just came back. I just felt it. And I don't know. Yeah. It's just and I'm not saying anything negative on Iowa State's culture or their environment or the people. Good experience there, but it was just like, got to Wartburg, and these were guys that I knew personally growing up. Like Justin Hansen was 15 minutes down the road. He was a senior my first year there. Aaron Warnemont, Jacob Nag, those guys grew up around me. So like I knew all these guys.
They're just like, hammers. Jeez.
It's just like I don't know how to explain it. It's just like I felt like I was home. Like, this is it. This is where I need to be. And I don't know. It was fun. Keller and the coaching staff was a big part of it too. They're phenomenal. It was Eric Keller, Chris Ortner, Paul Reedy, Jim Miller.
Jeez.
And so those guys were my speed too.
Oh my gosh.
Like, they understood what I needed, and they were awesome. I knew right away. Like, I got to know Eric Keller pretty well during the time I was just, when I was deciding to go there. I got to know him. Like that. Like, that's my dude. I want to wrestle for him. Like, the energy, I could tell it was more than just wrestling, there's more to it. Like, and that's true. He's a good friend still. Like, he was in my wedding. Like, we became friends, it's like, I just knew right away that these are the people I need to be around and I want to be around. So once I saw that, I'm like, I'm in.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and I mean,
yeah,
shoot, I mean, you haven't looked back since, really. I mean,
no, still
geez.
here. Still
Yes,
here.
something must have clicked.
So
But
yep,
that's awesome. I mean, and
yep,
sometimes you can't explain it. It's a feeling you get. It's
yeah,
just something around the environment and the
yep,
culture where you just know it in your gut or in your heart, like this is the place for me.
yeah.
Like that's
Yeah, I can't put my thumb on it. It was
right.
this or it was that. It's just everything combined. It just felt my gut feeling, so I went with it. So
Yeah.
yep.
And when did you start to feel like you were putting the pieces together? Because did you have a little bit of maybe a lost identity going from Iowa State to Wartburg? Now you're wrestling D3. I don't know if that. I know I talked to Jess Roga about it. Of like,
Mhm.
there sometimes there's a different mindset of like, man, I
Yeah,
was just wrestling D1 with like the Paulsons and these guys. Now I'm wrestling like,
yeah,
not to say anything bad about
mhm,
D3, but
yeah.
you know,
No, I know what you mean. No, not really.
yeah,
And I think part of that was the first tournament I went to with Wartburg. I got sixth at that tournament. I think I did kind of what I did at the state tournament my freshman year.
yeah.
I think I might have been in the semis, and then I got beat 3 times in a row at an open tournament in Wisconsin or something. And I was
Mhm.
like, crap, like, this didn't get any easier,
Yeah.
And then I remember the bus ride home. This was like a 6-hour bus ride. Uh, the coaches had me come up. So I was pretty down. I'm like, I shouldn't be getting beat this much. Like,
Yeah.
And they knew it. Yeah. Yeah. You're a little broken. You're a little mentally, I had to put things back together and refocus and everything. So we had a good talk on the way home. And I remember one of the things they were saying was like, hey, Justin Hansen is a D1 transfer. And he did the same thing. Aaron Warnemont's a D1 transfer. He did the same thing. Um, Neg came from UNO,
Yeah.
D2 train. Like it happens. Like you don't
Right.
come here and it's just automatically you're the man. Like this is hard. It's not going to get any easier,
Mhm.
So if that's what you're looking for, it's not the right place. But we're going to help you put it back together. Just don't get down on yourself. Let's build from here. Let's go. It's been done,
Mhm.
and we're going to do it with you. I'm like,
Yeah.
all right,
All
okay,
right. Yeah.
what's next?
Yeah. And you
You
did.
know?
I mean, like, you, was there, I don't know if there was like a switch that flipped or what, but I mean, when did you start to feel like you were back? Not that you ever
Mhm.
were not there or where you were
Yeah.
gone, but like when you were like, oh yeah.
I started feeling it and enjoying it like I used to pretty early in that first season at Wartburg. Like I was having fun. I was enjoying it. But yeah, then I started having success. I had a close match with a couple of the top guys, like at national duels. I wrestled Flodine from Augsburg. I think he was a returning champ. He beat me by a point or something. I'm like, I'm right there. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna be just fine.
Hmm.
So yeah, I mean, it didn't take long. It didn't
Yeah.
take long. So,
And then you
but
found your footing, two-time All-American. I mean, I
yep,
know it's expected, like that was, hey, that's just the goal that I set. But
yeah,
I mean, to
yeah,
look back and when you actually do it, I mean, is it kind of
mhm,
euphoric to be like, you know, that
yeah.
that can't be taken away from me, you know what I mean?
No, no. I mean, it was satisfying. It was satisfying. Um, it's kind of a weird situation with that though, because I wanted to be a national champ,
Of course.
and that didn't happen. But so there's that. I never did get what I wanted, but I'm okay with it because we won team titles because
Yeah.
I got third,
Yeah.
and that made everything okay.
Yeah.
you know, it's just like I said, just the culture at Warburg and the expectation. Um, it's a team thing, and
Yeah.
to be successful as a team, you're gonna be successful individually. Put it all
Right.
together, and winning a team title was awesome. That was so much fun.
Yeah.
So that I got third. And it's like I didn't win it. It was cool to get third. That was a lot of
Hmm.
fun. But we won the team title too. It's like we're good.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So
What was it? I know I'm kind of running up against the clock here, but I want to
yeah, you're
ask you
good.
about you were an assistant, a volunteer assistant, correct?
Mhm.
For
Yeah.
like
Yep.
years, a volunteer assistant for years. I mean, what
Yep. That's what I'm
I'm
still doing. Yeah.
yeah, you're still a
Yeah.
volunteer. Okay, I didn't know. I
Mhm.
I didn't know if
Yep.
you
I
were on
just
staff or not, but
yeah. I mean, my
but
list that or whatever. I just go in when I can, and it's open door. do what I can when I can, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
So
What is I'm have you ever thought about what that says about you? That like you almost have an open door. You've been a volunteer. You're
mhm,
volunteering your time. I keep using that word because like
yeah,
you've been doing it for so many years.
yeah,
I mean, like wrestling can't be what it is without volunteers. And so for you to be doing
right,
it for as long as
yeah,
you have and not been
yeah,
like scratch
yeah,
that coaching itch, like maybe get a
yeah,
job somewhere else. I don't know.
yeah. I, I think it's beneficial to those guys, but it is to me too. I got a wrestling addiction problem, so
Yeah.
so when not many people have the opportunity just to go into a college wrestling room and grab a college wrestler and wrestle, or say you need to do this or that, or but I do. I have that opportunity, and it's awesome. Life's busy right now with 3 young kids, so I can't
Yeah.
commit to I can't be there every day. I can't
Mhm.
travel everywhere. I can't. I'm not, the That's not paying my bills, so I just can't do it. But
Yeah.
I want to be there as much as I can, and I've got to be involved with wrestling. I have to. It's just
Mhm.
something I
Mhm.
like, and they're like, yeah, anytime, come in, and I got in there regularly. It's
Mhm.
just not as much as I'd like,
Yeah.
but the way I see it, it helps me scratch that wrestling itch a little bit,
Mhm.
keeps me honest. Grab a 25-pounder at Wartburg. It's getting tougher to do,
Mhm. Yep.
but
Yep.
it keeps you humble. But it's good for I still try to go hard or as hard as I can, and it's good for me and everything. But at the same time, if I can do anything to help the program or help any kids in there have anywhere near the same experience I did at Wartburg, that's worth it to me. Like, I want to pass that on because those guys, somebody did that for me,
Mhm.
and I had a great experience. So if I can help make any of these guys' experience any better by being there or helping them get better at wrestling or talking about something not related to wrestling, just
Yeah.
being a guy, just being around, being available. I want to do that, and so yeah, that's where we're at.
Wow.
So
Yeah. And to again, like to volunteer your time, I mean, that's just so
mhm,
crucial to have
yeah,
people like that around
yeah,
a program, you know?
yeah,
Like, do you
yeah,
realize how valuable you are? I mean, I know like people probably, but
right.
I know it's kind of a weird question, but I'm just,
No,
you know,
no, I know the top level programs. They usually have a good handful of coaches, and
yeah.
because Keller and Kittleson are obviously our full time guys, but um, yeah, and they know it too. They put the right people around them because they know you can't do everything all the time. So if you have 8 assistant coaches, hey, you take him and work on this today. You take him and work on that today. You do, he'll be wrestling live and he'll be drilling stand ups. Like,
Mhm.
you got the luxury, I guess, of more individualized if you want it and if you can. And you know what? Sometimes I might click with
Yeah.
this guy, same personality. He'll listen to what I say,
Mhm.
but maybe what this other coach might say the same thing, but it doesn't get through his head. But if a different coach says it, almost like a friendship,
For sure.
become friends
Yeah.
with these guys, build relationships with them, and if you're able to do that with 8, 10 coaches, you can have a pretty cohesive team. Everybody's got a guy, and I try. Yeah, that's my goal, is try to help
Yeah.
those guys to do whatever I can. Just be a utility guy, and just be around. And I enjoy being around it, just being seeing it, being up close. Like, I just like being there. I like being
Yeah.
part of it. So
Yeah. What do you do for full-time job then?
I work at Assured Partners. It's a insurance agency.
Okay.
So I do trucking companies.
Gotcha.
Yep.
How'd you
So
get
yeah.
into that? That's not kinesiology.
No, no, I went a different route there,
I
didn't I?
guess so.
Uh, Pretty random here too. So
Yeah.
I graduated with my education degree. I saw that through,
Okay.
but my last, what? Yeah, I think it was my last semester in college, or maybe it was the first semester of my senior year, somewhere late. And you do your student teaching, and it was good. I enjoyed it,
Yep.
but when I was done with that, I was like, I don't know if I want to
Yep.
teach. I
Mm-hmm.
like, I felt like I was good at it, and I could, it would have been fine. but it just wasn't like, I don't know if I want to teach for 30 years, 40
Yeah,
years.
I feel that. I feel that. Yep.
Might just not be my thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, I'm gonna finish, got my degree, and I'll always
Yep.
have that, like if something doesn't work out. But uh how the insurance thing came up, random. I was at it's called Heritage Days here in Waverly. It's like any small towns, like Summer Fest,
Right.
whatever. There's beer tents and bands and
Yep.
whatever. So I'm out at one of those in it had been the summer after I graduated Wartburg, so 2011. And I was with Trevor Kittleson, our coach here at Wartburg. He wrestled at UNI.
Mm-hmm.
And so I got to know him when we were in college, and we became good friends. So he came up and we were at that. Well, he was the head high school coach at Perry High School.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep. So we were hanging around, probably drinking a couple beers or something, and we run into, his name was Josh Weidinger. So he was the owner, or his family owned People's Insurance Agency, which is what the agency used to be. They sold it to Assured Partners, but he was one of the brothers that owned and ran this insurance agency. Big wrestling guy. He's from Cresco. Loves wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
And so Trevor and Josh saw each other and started talking because Josh's nephew, Caleb Olenczak, wrestled at UNI. That's Josh's nephew. And Trevor was his high school coach. Huh. So connecting all those dots, they started talking, and I was with Trevor. So Trevor introduced me to Josh, and we started talking, and seemed like a cool guy. And then a few years later, he sent me a message like on Facebook Messenger. He's like, "Hey, are you sticking around Waverly? I got this insurance thing. You want to come work here?" I'm like, sure. Let's give it a shot. If it works out, it works out, and I'm still there.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't, I'll say thanks. That was cool. Learn something about insurance, learn something about trucking, and move on. But that never happened.
Yeah.
So it was one of those situations. Not even like who but I heard this a few years back too. It's not even that. It's sometimes it's who knows you. And he just knew me because of wrestling. He watched it. He followed the sport, and I was wrestling at Wartburg, and so he just knew who I was. Mm-hmm. And then I met him, and he offered me a job. Wow. Yeah. So grateful to him for that. And he's a good friend too. I got to know him really well. He's a great dude. So yeah, that's how that worked. Okay. That's how that worked.
Well, what were you doing at the time because you said he messaged you like 3 years later?
No, it was after that summer after I graduated Wartburg.
Oh, summer. Okay.
Yeah, it was pretty much right away. So it was quick. There was nothing in between there. I didn't have any jobs lined up. I was just in Waverly trying to figure it out, and I figured it out.
Wow. What did your parents say when you told them, like, hey, I'm going to go into trucking insurance, I'm not going to be a teacher? Were they like, what are you thinking? Like, you just wasted all that money? I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know what they said to each other, but they were just like, all right.
Okay.
Cool. Let's see how it goes. So, but yeah, it was pretty random. It wasn't something I expected or that I was planning to do, but it's worked out pretty well.
So. Yeah, it has. Yep. I'd say. I mean, you're still there, like you said. I mean,
yeah, I'm still there, and there's, the people in charge of that agency and that run that agency, they're big wrestling people. So a lot of support, a lot of Wartburg wrestlers work there. Yeah. It's like an opportunity that's there waiting when you're done with Wartburg if you want to go in that field. And they, from day one, when I went in there and started working, I was like, hey, I want to stay involved with wrestling. I want to keep coaching. So, during the season, is it okay to have the schedule when I leave at 3:30 or whatever, and maybe miss some days to coach? Never a problem. Yep. Have at it. Just get your stuff done, and no problem. And that's never changed. Awesome. So it's flexible. I mean, there's obviously an accountability part of it.
Of course.
I gotta get my stuff done, but it's also, it's not I have to be there 8 to 5, clock in, clock out. It's none of that. It's just do your job, go coach.
Yep.
So
yeah,
it's been a really good place.
Yeah. Good work-life balance. It sounds like,
yeah, it's awesome.
Last thing I wanted to touch on was the tournament this year real quick. How much fun was that? Was it fun? Was it like, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
What was it like to tie?
Uh,
That was probably the answer I expected. Like,
it's not bad because we're
right,
national champs.
right.
We're national champs,
Yeah.
and that's not going to change. We don't like that someone else is national champs too, but whatever. It is what it is. It's one of those situations where it's a lot different than what you just talked about with Dalton. We didn't have it wrapped up after day one.
Right.
We didn't have it wrapped up to the last tournament or the last match of the tournament.
Right.
Do you know how all that worked?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Finals.
Yep.
They were up by, what was it, half a point going into the finals. We both had 2 finalists. Our 97 got a major to get us a half point. Our heavyweight one got a takedown right at the end. Both of their guys got decisions, and their 25-pounder could have got a major. It all worked out that we didn't lose. Yeah. So it was one of those things where we're like, what happens? Did we win? Did we lose? Right. We kind of looked at each other like, I don't know. And then somebody talked to somebody and they told us we won, and we're just like, all right, high fives, let's go, national champs. It doesn't make it any less of a national title. It doesn't make it any less important to these guys or the program or the coaches or the parents. We're national champs is the way we look at it. It's just there's another program that says the same, but not our problem. We're national champs this year. So that's the way we look at it, I guess.
Yeah.
So it was it fun? Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was stressful though, because we there was never ever a time that we were like, we got this.
Yeah.
And when you're in national tournaments and there comes a point where we got this and the tournament's still going, that's really cool. That's like a now we can just enjoy the rest of this thing. Not that you don't enjoy it when you don't win, but it's a different feeling. It was to the very end, and it was different. It was fun, but in a different way. Do I want to do it again like that? No. But it's a good story. It's fun to do that once, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
People are going to talk about it for a long time.
And did you realize how much people were talking about it at the time? You may not have, because like obviously you're in the moment and you're not probably on social media a lot, but like, dude, it was like the story of the wrestling world, because there wasn't the D1s wasn't happening. It was like it's kind of like the week before, right? So like nothing's going on. So that was it. I mean, it was the talk of the town.
Like maybe a little bit, like at the time. Like you said, we're in the moment. So like not in real time, I'm not seeing it. But at the hotel and stuff, I get my wrestling news from Twitter. I like Twitter. I like wrestling Twitter. That's fun.
Yep.
And so I started seeing stuff that like Flo was putting things out about updates and team standings. I'm like, it's getting some real traction. A lot of eyeballs are seeing this, and that's nothing that you look too much into. It doesn't matter, but maybe a little bit. We were aware of it. We didn't talk about it as a team or anything amongst us. We weren't going to bring that up to our guys by any means. Maybe to like my buddies, I'd be like, hey, did you see this? You did this or whatever. But no, it was not a focal point at all. But after the tournament, I wasn't on social media or anything that night because we were having a good time and just hanging out and whatever.
Yeah.
But like the next day home, flying home and driving and all that, you're looking at Twitter and it's just, it went for days. It looked like it's all this news about the D3 tournament. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. So, I would say that's pretty cool.
It was a good spotlight on Division III wrestling because people were interested. The whole build up, everybody knows the Augsburg Wartburg streak, and people were interested because all but 2 programs wanted to see that end. But we were going to do everything we could to not let it end. And so there was a lot of, I think, hype and interest in it because a lot of people wanted to see that happen. But sorry to those guys, but it was a good spotlight on Division III wrestling. I think a lot of people looked at it and maybe watched the finals that maybe wouldn't have before. So it was probably a good thing for Division III. So
yeah, for sure, 100%. I mean, did you maybe potentially get like a text from Coach Valek up at Augsburg to say thanks for not letting the streak end? See you next year or something?
No, he didn't say that.
Okay.
But I know I've gotten to know Jim Molsop really well.
Oh, okay.
He's a great guy. He's a great guy. And they're the Augsburg Wartburg thing, it's fun, but it's like we want to beat them really bad. They want to beat us really bad. But at the same time, there is, I think, just this unspoken, like, if we can't do it, we kind of want you to. Not really. We want more national titles than you,
Sure.
but we kind of want you to. Like,
Mhm.
there's like this competitive respect between us two.
Yeah.
When these other teams try to pop their heads in for a year or two and they do it, it's just like, no. It's us or them.
Yeah, you're right.
Uh,
Right.
But yeah, no, I talked to Mulsop a little bit after the tournament, and they didn't have the tournament they wanted, and so
Right.
they weren't in very good spirits. So it wasn't any like big hugs, congratulations type thing. It's we were trying to like be calm, like congratulations, guys, good job, see you next year. But
Mhm.
yeah, I was actually gonna bring it up to you. You announced that duel a couple years ago, didn't you?
I did. I was
Of
yes,
the Battle
I was
of the
actually,
Bergs. Remember that?
Yes. I was actually just gonna say that because it was sweet to watch Williamson because I watched that match and it was insane. First off,
Man,
that duel was insane.
That
That
was a good duel.
Augsburg like I'm telling you when you go down the list of like must see duels or must experience duels, like Iowa Penn State, Iowa State, like Wartburg Augsburg, seriously, like I've been a big advocate for like that's got to be on your list.
Yeah. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's
And
fun.
dude, that match with him and was it Kim?
Yeah.
Woo!
Kim. Yep.
And
It was a good
unfortunately
match.
he came up short, but
Yeah.
what a freaking match. And so
Great
to see him end the way he did at Nationals, that just made me like, because I felt so bad for him because I'm like, I didn't want anybody to lose. And so to see him win a national title.
Yeah.
made
Yep.
me feel
No,
pretty
but I
good.
remember
That felt
you
good.
announcing that duel, and that's when we didn't win that duel, so that's your fault, Kelby.
Sorry. Shoot.
No, but that like you're
Whoops.
right though. That dual meet is awesome. It doesn't matter if it's at Wartburg or up there. It's just the hype around it. It's cool and it's fun and it's a lot of fun to be a part of. And that's one of the things I think guys from both programs, when they're done, that's one of the things they look back on and be like, I'm glad a part of that. It's you want to beat the other guys really, really bad, but that was really cool to be a part of. And like when I was at Iowa State, I wrestled in the Iowa State duel. I came to Wartburg and wrestled in the Augsburg Wartburg duel. There wasn't much difference there. Like the intensity on the ground floor and what we're trying to do as a team, it's the same. And the people are going crazy. Maybe a few less people are eyeballs on it, but man, I tell you what, the Augsburg Wartburg duel is a lot of fun. It's something that we look forward to. It's a lot of fun.
And you guys don't have to do that, correct? Because Augsburg, weirdly enough, they're not in a conference.
Yeah, right. So
So for you guys to even schedule that is like already props to you guys for towing the line because you don't have to,
No, and that's not my department. I don't have any say in that. But that probably doesn't have to happen. But but at the same time, it needs to happen,
right?
Because we're looking for we want to get pushed. We learn a lot about ourselves in that dual meet every year. Because that's who we're going to see the national tournament somewhere along the line. So it's good for us.
Yeah, and you can't just replicate that experience. Like when the lights are brightest, the crowd's the loudest, nerves are the nerviest. That's not a word, but you know what I mean. Like
No, it's
see what you're made of.
Yeah, you're right. You can't replicate it. It's just it is what it is. But it's pretty cool to be a part of. It's a special special dual meet environment. So,
and especially like the conference that you're in. I mean, the whole conference, is loaded.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that gets talked about enough. How tough your conference is and how you're able to navigate that and continue to be the top of the conference because it's tough.
Yeah, it is tough. I mean, that's what I think it motivates us.
Yeah.
Because we know every year somebody's going to be there. We gotta keep it at a level and keep pushing that level because somebody's going to catch you if you don't. And so it might be beneficial to be in a good conference, because we go all year not wrestle anybody, get to the national tournament, get slapped in the face, you don't know how to respond.
Right.
That's a problem.
Yep.
So, it's good to go through that all year. You need that. So
for sure. Yeah. And you guys have been doing it for, I don't know, 30 years.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's the mindset. And even if that's not your mindset, that's the path we have. So we might as well make the most of it.
Yeah. Last question for you. What's next? I mean, is there any change in the future? I mean, you got 3 kids. I mean,
Yeah. No,
no,
as far as I'm concerned right now, we're going to stay on the path we're on. I'm going to
right on.
keep doing the insurance thing. I'm going to stay as involved with as I can with Wartburg. The kids right now, I'd like to get more involved with Wartburg coaching, and that'll come with time. But right now, my kids are 5. My oldest son, he's 5. He'll turn 6 this summer. My daughter's 3. She's about to be 4. And then my youngest son just turned 2 on July 4th. So young kids, we're going to get through that phase,
Yeah.
stage of life, get them a little less dependent. And
Yep.
then I can maybe ramp it up a little bit more with wrestling again. But no, as far as I'm concerned, we're sticking our roots here, and
Right
we're just going
on.
to keep doing what we're doing. So
Yeah. And do you live in
Yep.
Waverly, or do you live
Yeah.
like, okay.
yeah, we're in Waverly.
Okay.
Yep.
I didn't know if you lived out of town or if you were in town or
Nope, we're in town.
cool.
So, didn't
And
get
what's your
far.
wife do?
She's a web developer. So she
Ooh.
she does coding, builds back into websites
Mhm.
for banks for some company out of Nashville. I just regurgitated all that. She'd have to explain to you what she does, but that's what I've heard and memorized. So yeah,
Nope, got it.
she's a coder.
I did a little
Yep.
bit of that in college.
Oh, did ya?
Yeah, just like a class. I had that. So
Yeah.
I kind of understand how that works, where you type in the
Yeah.
stuff and then you can refresh the website and there it is. So
Yeah. No, I look sometimes and she's just typing in a different language,
Yep,
hitting
yep.
enter, and what that's not anything I know what you're doing.
Thanks again for listening to this episode of the Let's Talk Wrestling podcast. Special thanks to my guest, Mark Kist, for taking the time to sit down and chat with me. Cover art created and designed by Kristen Gill. Please feel free to rate, comment, and subscribe to the podcast. You can also check me out on Twitter, Instagram, and my Facebook page to hear more of my content. And don't forget to check out my website at letstalkwrestlingpodcast.my.canva.site. And as always, be sure to tune in to hear the next guest of the Let's Talk Wrestling podcast. Take care, and we'll see you next time.